I've been so long where the sun don't shine, standing at the crossroad, could have went either way. But now I found you, and the storm is behind.
Out of the rain, out of the rain. Over the wall, I'm out in the open, back on the right track. I'm feeling no pain. You took a sparrow, let it fly with the eagles. I can see a long ways, I can feel love again. Out of the rain, out of the There was a time I was taking no prisoners, standing with a cold heart, standing alone. It took your sweet love to pull me out of the canyon. I believe that I can make it now. I feel I belong. Out of the rain, out of the
Can of worms in my hand. I need It's too much for me to stand. Pack it up, take it to the river. It's how I get back to who I am. I need the water. I love for its healing touch. I go for that feeling. High on the river, high on the river rush. I love the water. Wash over me.
Sitting on the porch at my mama's house, drinking sweet tea, stuffing my mouth. A warm breeze blowing on a hot summer's day. Couldn't be better for a little getaway. I'm with my girl again. I've been gone too long. They are lying when they say there's no place like home. The sweet tea's sweet, but she's much sweeter. Just be kind, watch how you treat her. She's the prettiest girl I ever did see. Well, bless my heart, she really loves me. I'm valley with her now. She's such a southern belle, man, I love the South. Man, I love the South. She likes fishing, football, and big old trucks. Riding all day, getting caught in the mud. Well, she's a ragged ride and you couldn't forget her. I've been smiling non-stop since the day that I met her. I'm with my girl again. And so the story goes, they are lying when they say there's no place like home. The sweet tea's sweet, but she's much sweeter. Just be kind, watch how you treat her. She's the prettiest girl I ever did see. Well, bless my heart, she really loves me. I'm valley with her now. She's such a southern belle, man, I love the South. Man, I love the South. Nothing wrong with the city and all. You can't live life without country, y'all, y'all. The sweet tea's sweet, but she's much sweeter. Just be kind, watch how you treat her. She's the prettiest girl I ever did see. Well, bless my heart, she really loves me. The sweet tea's sweet, but she's much sweeter. Just be kind, watch how you treat her. She's the prettiest girl I ever did see. Well, bless my heart, she really loves me. I'm valley with her now. She's such a southern belle, oh, without a doubt, you know. Man, I love the South. Man, I love the South. Man, I love the South. Man, I love the South.
told you that love would never be the same, that clouds are gonna rule the darkness, and light would never know our shame. The night before the war I saw you. You were laughing in your simple way, giddy with anticipation. You thought that everything would be okay, but nobody told you that we would disappear, that we are all culprits. We're never in the clear, we'll never escape that ringing in our ears. No. Before the war I felt you, your body warm against my skin. We made believe we were immortal, but honey, we will never get to do that again. But nobody told you that we would disappear, that we are all culprits. We're never in the clear, we'll never escape that ringing in our ears. No, no, no. But nobody told you that we would disappear, that we are all culprits. We're never in the clear, we'll never escape that ringing in our ears. No. And nobody told you the blood was on our hands, and nothing would turn out exactly like we planned. And nobody told you the price of the man. No, no, no. The night before the war I told you that love would never be the same.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back one more time to the Gumbo YaYa radio show, hosted by yours truly, Redneck, here on 89.1 FM, WFDU HD2. Hope y'all enjoying the show. Riding solo here today, so we're going to be playing a lot of music and taking requests. If y'all got them, give us a call, 201-836-9211, 201-836-9211. And we start off our show, as we always do, always will, with Miss Jessie Coulter, and she was accompanied by Mr. Tony Joe White. And that was, what did we start off them with? Out of the Rain. I love that song. I love those two voices together. I mean, it's just, I love that bluesy, soulful sound, and you can't go wrong with Miss Jessie and the Swamp Fox himself, Mr. Tony Joe White. What else did we hear? We played for y'all. After that, ooh, bang the mic. We played for that. We Miss Beth McKee, and we played River Rush, which is very. I love that New Orleans sound. Y'all know I'm a huge Beth McKee fan. And we followed that up with Sweeter by Mr. Eric Smallwood. And the last song we played for y'all was Texas Boy, Ronnie Foss, and this song, Night Before the War. So we gonna have a special guest this afternoon in the 11 o'clock hour. Is Terry Jennings, Mr. Terry Jennings, the eldest son of legendary Waylon Jennings. He was Waylon's tour manager for a while and confidant, and he has a book out, Waylon, tells it's My Outlaw Dad. So we'll be chatting about his book, and we'll talk about, we might even talk a little bit about Waylon himself, but we're looking forward to that. And If you got any requests, once again, 201-836-9211. Give us a call. And what we're going to do right now is get back to a little bit of music and introduce you to some of our favorite artists here on the Gumbo YaYa radio show. We like to think of ourselves as the worldwide home of the independent artists. And we'll be playing artists from right here in the greater metropolitan New York area, as well as our hometown, the Hudson Valley region, plus artists from across the nation and around the world. So sit back, enjoy the music. If you got any requests, suggestions, comments, give us a call, like us on Facebook, send us a message, however you want to get in touch with us. So y'all enjoy the show, and let's get back to some music.
Hey, this is Big G from Big G's Texas Roadshow in Kerrville, Texas. You listen to my cousin Redneck on the Gumbo YaYa radio show.
My friends all tell me I should quit her, but they don't understand my broken heart. They think it's just so easy to forget her, but they don't realize that's the hardest part. So tonight I made myself a promise that I'll try to hold my head up and be strong, that I'll only continue thinking of her until this world runs out of honky-tonks, until they run out of honky-tonks, till I shut them all down, till I run out of country songs, memories to drown, till my body can't take no more, till the last teardrop hits the floor, till her memory's dead and gone, and they run out of honky-tonks. Till they run out of honky-tonks, they'll shut them all down, till I run out of country songs and memories to drown, till my body can't take no more, till the last teardrop hits the floor, till her memory's dead and gone, and they run out of honky-tonks, till her memory's dead and gone, and I run out of honky-tonks.
This is Orville Davis on the Gumbo YaYa radio show, and I want y'all to listen to one of my new songs. It's called City Living.
City living, it's stealing the life from me. Two-faced politicians pick our pockets clean.
It's really living to me. Trapped by these walls, stuck on these streets. City living's closing in. It's closing in on me. No matter where I turn, no matter who I meet, it feels like city living. It's closing in on me. Riding on the subways can be such a thrill. No matter how polite you are, everyone's looking at you. Trapped by these walls, stuck on these streets. City living's closing in. It's closing in on me. No matter where I turn, no matter who I meet, it feels like city living. It's closing in on me. Ho, ho! You see through different eyes. It's hard to see what's so damn great about living city life. I'm trapped by these walls, stuck on these streets. City living's closing in. It's closing in on me. No matter where I turn, no matter who I meet, it feels like city living. It's closing in on me. No matter where I turn, no matter who I meet, it feels like city living. It's closing in on me.
Scorching on a hot night, Delta ladies moving like fireflies. Feel a heat wave blazing in the moonlight. Mississippi's burning tonight. Mississippi's burning in the
it hadn't been for love. Never would have caught the train to Louisiana if it hadn't been for love. Never would have run through the blinding rain without $1 to my name if it hadn't been for love. Never would have seen the trouble that I'm in if it hadn't been for love. Would have been gone like a wayward wind if it hadn't been for love. Nobody knows it better than me. Well, I wouldn't be wishing I was free if it hadn't been for love. Far cold walls against my will. At least I know she's lying still. Far cold walls without parole. Lord have mercy on my soul. Never would have come to that side of town if it hadn't been for love. Never would have took a mind to track her down if it hadn't been for love. Never would have loaded up a 44, put myself behind a jailhouse door if it hadn't been for love. Far cold walls against my will. At least I know she's lying still. Far cold walls without parole. Lord have mercy on my soul. Never would have hitchhiked to Birmingham if it hadn't been for love. Never would have caught the train to Louisiana if it hadn't been for love. Never would have loaded up a 44, put myself behind a jailhouse door if it hadn't been for love. If it hadn't been for love. If it hadn't been for love.
If there's one thing I know about this island, it's long on land and long on loneliness. If I could get past the guarded beaches, this is one place I know I'd never miss. And the summer crowds, they roll in like the tides do. And September they go back the way they came, leaving bottles smashed and drunk in disappointment. Yet they come back here the next year with no shame. And Me, I'm just a local ocean cowboy. They wave at my boat and think I've got it made. They see the freedom and adventure, but their eyes are blinded by the shade. 'Cause working on the waves ain't so easy. The winters don't forgive my way of life. But once in a while I get a little lucky when the man who sells the bait lets me inside. That's me, the local ocean cowboy, in this one boat town where the ferries rule the bay. I wish I could tell my mother that I made it, 'cause my ship comes in every day. So living on this salty, splintered vessel, with a cat who eats about half what I earn, and when I step off onto the dry land, the seagulls always call me to return, 'cause they know me better than I know myself, and accept me in their mean and dirty lives. But they will always have it over me. Least they have wings to fly away. That's me, the local ocean cowboy, in this one boat town where the ferries rule the bay. I wish I could tell my mother that I made it, 'cause my ship comes in every day. Summer crowds, they roll in like the tides do. I drop my nets and play the waiting game. They eat more than I can feed them. I despise, but I need them just the same. So if you ever take that journey from the inlet to that shining firelight, that's me there in the distance, bobbing in the wake you leave behind. That's me, the local ocean cowboy, in this one boat town where the ferries rule the bay. I wish I could tell my mother that I made it, 'cause my ship comes in every day. Every day I make it, I don't know any other way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my very good friend, Mr. Arlen Bennett, Ocean Cowboy, off his Watchman CD. And if y'all don't like that, man, y'all don't like music, I guarantee. That's some good stuff. And want to say howdy, a shout out to folks down there at the Highway Department that were listening in, Roadkill Bill and Yeti Mike and all them folks. y'all got a song request y'all want to play for us, give us a call, 201-836-9211. Email us, text us, snail mail us, smoke signals, however y'all want. If there's something y'all want to heard, get it up on over here, and we'll play it for you. And Mr. Wayne Gillespie tuned in out there in Canada. Thank you so much for checking in with us and supporting the show. And we want to thank everybody. So if you're listening, say howdy. Even if you just want to post it on Facebook, hey, Redneck, we're tuned in, and we'll give you a shout out. If there's something you want to hear, you can do it that way too. We try to keep up with y'all as best we can. And like I said, we're real excited. In the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to be chatting with Mr. Terry Jennings, who is in his own right an icon in the music business, developing and promoting talent. And he was the manager, I think, for like 13 years. He handled his father on the road there, Mr. Waylon Jennings. Y'all probably heard of him. And so he's got a book out, Waylon Tales of My Outlaw Dad. And I got into it. I started reading it, and I tell you, you think about growing up in that environment and living that life. When you read this book, it's eye-opening. It's a surprise. I mean, it's not just entertaining. It's informative, and a lot of that's left to the imagination when you see these artists out there like Waylon and all these famous country music. You kind of have a vision in your head of what's going on, and then when you read this book, it answers a lot of questions for you. So we're gonna put on some music, and we'll come right back. We'll start taking some phone calls. So y'all, what we'll do is y'all give this a listen, and we'll get right back at you.
And it's Rod Black. I'm enjoying this conversation with Gumbo YaYa, Redneck, and the song's called Good Old Life. Enjoy.
I remember back in 85, it was Daddy and I in a broken down ride. I said that engine will never turn. He stood there and smiled at me. He said, son, you better roll up them sleeves. It's gonna get tough, but we ain't giving up till we get a running right. I don't care if it takes us all night. You say, yeah, it's a good old life if you work real hard and you do some right. Ain't nothing else a man will ever need. Oh, and it ain't about if you lose or win. Just give it all you got when that race begins. And thank God for every day you got, 'cause it's a good old life. Must have played every rundown dive, but the day that I quit will be the day that I die. Cut from the same cloth as the man I idolize. Was on the road when I found out I was broke right up, tore right down. But Dad was tough, said I won't give up. But if it's my time, it's been a hell of a ride. 'Cause say, yeah, it's a good old life if you work real hard and you do some right. Ain't nothing else a man will ever need. Oh, and it ain't about if you lose or win. Just give it all you got when that race begins. And thank God for every day you got, 'cause it's a good old life. It's been about a year since the angels took him home. Well, it seems like yesterday he was telling me, son, I'm a simple man, but one thing I know, it's a good old life. Just work real hard and do some right. That's all a man will ever need. Oh, ain't about if you lose or win. Just give it all you got when that race begins. But thank God for every day you got.
for the moment, and I own it, and it don't own me. I'm rebel proud, I live it loud, I got a right to be. I live in the fast lane, high octane, it fuels my need. I do what I do best, living life on the edge. I got a need for speed, yeah, I'm a different breed. I breeze hell like the devil's in me. I'm a girl gone wild, I'm a badass child, so don't expect no apology. Rules are made to be broken, I live my life wide open. Ain't scared of nothing, and nothing could ever get to me. I drink moonshine like cheap wine, 100 proof country. No way I slow down, 'cause this is my town, to do what I please. I do what I do best, living life on the edge. I got a need for speed, yeah, I'm a different breed. I raise hell like the devil's in me. I'm a girl gone wild, I'm a badass child, so don't expect no apology. Rules are made to be broken, I live my life wide open. Got a need for speed, yeah, I'm a different breed. I raise hell like the devil's in me. I'm a girl gone wild, I'm a badass child, so don't expect no apology. Rules were made to be broken, I live my life wide open. Huh.
This Silver Eagle is our mobile home. White lines are our picket fence, our driveway is the road we're traveling on. Sweet dreams to us is in a buck rolling down some interstate. We wouldn't have it any other way. We wouldn't have it any other way. We knew we'd die tomorrow, hell we'd stay another day. There's always one more song to sing and there's one more gig to play. We wouldn't have it any other way. Most men our age wear a wedding band, but the only strings attached to us are our habits and the guitars in our hands. A location and the women, they keep changing every day. We wouldn't have it any other way. The only time we're in control is up there neath in life. We'll write songs tomorrow about one we live tonight. We wouldn't have it any other way. We knew we'd die tomorrow, hell we'd stay another day. There's There's always one more song to sing and there's one more gig to play. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Would we, Aaron? We wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you so much, Redneck, for having me on your Gumbo YaYa radio show. You're about to listen to Addicted to the Rain. My name is Rachel Lipsky.
I'm so afraid that I'll miss missing you. That's why I haven't let you go, even though it hurts me so. Like a flower that's lost all its bloom, I'm in pieces on the ground, and as crazy as it sounds, I've grown addicted to the rain. Don't the wind make a lonesome sound when it's whispering your name? With every cloud you roll back around, and somehow I remain thirsty for the pain. I've grown addicted to the rain. So what's the use in finding someone else? We might have our day in the sun, soon enough the rain will come. You'll be back on my mind again, just when I thought the storm would break, like a habit I can't shake. I've grown addicted to the rain. Don't the wind make a lonesome sound when it's whispering your name? With every cloud you roll back around, and somehow I remain thirsty for the pain. I've grown addicted to the rain. I could chase after the silver lining, but I might miss all the thunder and lightning. So let the trees bend, let the darkness set in, let your memory come back to me again. Don't the wind make a lonesome sound when it's whispering your name? With every cloud you roll back around, and somehow I remain thirsty for the pain. I've grown addicted to the rain. I've grown addicted to the rain. I've grown addicted to the rain.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gumbo YaYa radio show, and we're gonna go over a little bit of our playlist, what we played for you, tell you what you've been listening to, and get you caught up, get everything back up to speed here. So we just listened to "Addicted to the Rain" by Miss Rachel Lipsky. Before that, we heard "Wouldn't Have It Any Other Way" by Mr. Billy Don Burns. We also heard "Wide Open" by Cadillac Blue, and "Good Old Life" by Rod Black. And we apologize. This is a one-horse show in here, man, and this is a new board. This is our second week on air, so we're kind of getting used to everything. And, you know, so if we leave a mic open or we step on a conversation or something like that, y'all just bear with us, and we won't get it right, but we'll get it done. So once again, coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll be chatting with Mr. Terry Jennings about his book, Wayland, My Outlaw Dad, and all the wonderful things that that book covers, and all the new insight into Mr. Jennings and his career and his showbiz life, his family life. It's a really, it's a great book. I just got into it. I just started reading it because they call me a redneck because one of the things is rednecks don't read. So we're enjoying that. And we got a few more things happening. So what I want to do is get back into the music, give y'all something to listen to, something to enjoy. And we'll get a few songs queued up for you, get those played. And come back and chat a little bit, take your phone calls. So we're going to play some Julie Roberts. And I like my whiskey songs. And we'll follow it up with some Bud Heavy. So hopefully y'all are enjoying the show. Julie Roberts here on the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show.
That oscillating fan is moving left to right, like it's mocking me for coming here again. Last night I slide from under your arm. You're still out, stone cold, as I fumble through the twisted sheets, looking for my clothes. I step over that spot on your hardwood floor, the one that always squeaks when I'm sneaking out your door. Some use water, others use beer. Some don't need anything, but I end up here searching for comfort, for this burn I can't soothe, chasing my whiskey with you. I call up my sister and tell her don't say a word. You know where I am. I wait here by the curb, just like an addiction. Well, I've tried to give you up, but I know all bets are off when I've had too much, with an empty shot glass on a Budweiser coaster, staring at my cell phone as closing time gets closer. Some use water, others use beer. Some don't need anything, but I end up here searching for comfort, for this burn I can't soothe, chasing
There's something sexy about a woman in boots and tight jeans, a down-home woman that knows just what a man needs. She's got a devilish smile and a set of blue eyes that can sure make a man a mess. And I remember back when we met, all I kept thinking was, hell yeah. She's a bad, bad woman, the kind of girl you want to bring home to mama. She's a bad, bad woman, knows how to love you when the lights go down, leaves her halo laying on the ground. She grew up on her daddy's farm, raised on family and religion. She ain't looking for a free ride. She works hard for everything she wants. She keeps her wild side covered up real good, like only she knows how. And you can bet when she wants to, she can let it all come out. She's a bad, bad woman, the kind of girl you want to bring home to mama. She's a bad, bad woman, knows how to love you when the lights go down, leaves her halo laying on the ground. Yeah, used to see her with them windows down, hair blowing all around. Damn, she's a hot mess. And when she comes home after a long day of work and slips out of that dress, she's a bad, bad woman, the kind of girl you want to bring home to mama. She's a bad, bad woman, knows how to love you when the lights go down, leaves her halo laying on the ground.
I'm not surprised to find you here in this old dim-lit world. I'll bet you've helped 1,000 poor broken-hearted girls. You sound so sad, you must have had your share of misery. But you're just a crying steel guitar, so cry again for me. 'Cause while you're crying, his memory's dying. There's a special kind of sigh in the lonely way you cry. You express my feelings
your cold blue lonely streams cry once again for me. I'll be here at this table again tomorrow night. Each time that I'm close to you, I know I'll be alright. I loved him more than anything, but it's over, I can see. If you don't mind, play steel guitar, cry once again for me. 'Cause while you're crying, his memory's dying. There's a special kind of sigh in the lonely way you cry. You express my feelings and my tears no one will see. So let your cold blue lonely streams cry once again for me.
Didn't wanna be a farmer, so he lied about his age. She walked him down to the station, and the crowd cheered and the band played. Last time that she ever saw him, he said it's gonna be okay. Now it's one more name carved in the stone, one more flag, one more cross, one more list of what might have been, one more kid paid the cost. Could have been a football star, but it didn't have the grades. Uncle Sam said, I want you. His decision was made. He smiled at his mama and said, I'll write you every day. One more name carved in the stone, one more flag, one more cross, one more list of what might have been, one more kid paid the cost. One more list of what might have been. One more kid paid the cost. One more name carved in the stone. One more flag, one more cross. One more list of what might have been. One more kid paid the cost.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gumbo YaYa radio show, and that was Preacher Stone, Carved in Stone. And it's one of those songs that kind of speak to the patriotic side of us, you know. I like that song a lot, so hopefully y'all enjoyed it too. And how about we do this? How about we go over what we played, and if y'all got any requests, y'all want to send us a message on Facebook or however you want to get a hold of us, you want to give us a phone call, whatever the case may be. We heard Carved in Stone by Preacher Stone. Before that, Crying Still Guitar. We're going to send that out and a shout out to our friend Mr. Jim Best, who's
You're listening to the
is
Gumbo.
a incredible steel guitar player, and that was Moondog Hall about to interrupt us, but we'll hear from him soon. So yeah, what we got? Crying Still Guitar by Miss Myra Rowland, and then we also heard Bad Woman by Bud Heavy and Chasin' Whiskey. I love my whiskey songs. I miss Julie Roberts right here on the Gumbo YaYa radio show. We are on WFDU 89.1 FM HD2, worldwide online at WFDU.FM, playing all your favorite independent artists, what you never heard of before, and chatting with folks from all over. Like we mentioned earlier, if y'all are just tuning in, at 11 o'clock hour, we chatting with Mr. Terry Jennings, the eldest son of the legendary Waylon Jennings, about his book, Waylon, My Outlaw Dad. And I just started reading it, and I'm enjoying it. And I apologize to Mr. Terry because I don't read. I don't like to read. It's I spend all my time listening to music but this book is like, now I'm like, I'm getting into it, and I don't want to. I hate taking away time from the music for the book, but the book is so good. It's it's a lot more in depth and intimate than I expected. So I'm real happy that I did start reading it. And the problem is that so many people are talking about it that I can't really talk about it till I finish the book. So and I want to jump in on the conversation because there's a lot of good stuff. So if you got y'all want to reach out to us on Facebook, Gumbo YaYa Radio Show. You can find us there. If you want to go to our website, gumboyayaradioshow.webs.com, do that. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to support independent music, independent artists, and independent radio, WFDU is the place to do it. The diversity of what is being played here, all the different programs from Let There Be Country to Willie's Sagebrush Saloon, Gumbo YaYa Radio Show, so many other programs. WFDU is a not-for-profit station. It is fully staffed and run and DJ'd by volunteers. And a great way for you to get the message out and to support that is through underwriting. So go to WFDU's website, WFDU, and find out about the underwriting. It's a cost-effective, there are tax-deductible benefits behind it, and it's a great way for you to get the message out about your business, product, nonprofit organization, social event, etc., and support nonprofit independent radio station WFDU and the artists that we bring. So it'd be appreciated, and it's good for you. So let's get back into the music. I threatened you with some Moondog Hall, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to play that now. And we'll follow that up with some Richie Shoal. So, and if y'all don't like this, tune in till you find something you do. Stay right here. This is the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show.
You're listening to the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show. This is the worldwide home of the independent artist. I'm Moondog Hall from Louisville, Kentucky. Here's my song, Driving Me Lonesome.
At night I drive home, though Hank on my radio. Spend my nights pouring out my heart and my soul, watching 1 and 1 make 2, and I'm sitting here like a fool, wishing I could find my one to make my 2. But reality sets in, going home alone again. Hank's driving me lonesome from my radio. Watching 1 and 1 make 2, and I'm sitting here like a fool, wishing I could find my one to make my 2. But reality sets in, I'm going home alone again. Hank's driving me lonesome from my radio. Hank's driving me lonesome from my radio.
I remember our first date when I picked you up for a summer ride. The top down, the seat rolled back, and the sunset shining in your eyes.
Can't forget the crazy time at a weekend down in Mexico. We were young and we were wild, but we had to let it go. This is a good goodbye, oh, honey, don't you cry. Ain't nothing sad about it, this is a good goodbye. Baby, you and I had some real good times. Ain't nothing bad about it, this is a good goodbye. May turn to December, and that's how the story goes. The higher we climb, the harder we fell, so who could ever know? You go your way and I'll go mine as we headed on down the road. Fire burns fast like the love we had is something you ought to know. This is a good goodbye, honey, don't you cry. Ain't nothing sad about it, this is a good goodbye. sad about it. This is a good goodbye. Baby, you and I had some real good times. Ain't nothing bad about it. This is a good goodbye. This is a good goodbye. Honey, don't you cry. Ain't nothing sad about it. This is a good goodbye. Baby, you and I had some real good times. Ain't nothing bad about it. This is a good goodbye. This is a good goodbye.
This is the new one. This is the newest song that I wrote.
It's All Over by Texas Crossing on the Gumbo YaYa radio show.
Well, I guess this is the last song. This time it's over for good. And all the things I didn't say, I guess that now I should. I told her one too many lies, left her crying all alone at night. This time, Lord, I know I've gone too far, and it's all over.
Couldn't stand the heartbreak, couldn't stand the tears. It should be so easy, but my God, it's been years. I never thought I'd let you go, but I thought all I could try. So I guess that I'll just walk away with a tear up in my eye. 'Cause it's all over.
Never really loved before, probably never love again.
And I know it's gonna take my heart such a long time to mend.
And it's all over.
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 Let's see. Yeah, send us a message on Facebook, or you can give us a phone call, and we'll take your calls. As a matter of fact, it looks like we got a phone call now, so let me go over there and take this phone call and see what's going on here.
Yes?
Yeah, hello, who that? You there?
Yeti Mike from the Orangetown Highway Department. Redneck.
Hey, man, Yeti Mike, how you doing? Let me see if I can get some volume up over here. I can hardly hear yourself. So fantastic. It's glad to have you back, man. I know you do a great job out there keeping the highways and byways all cleaned up and nice for everyone. We appreciate what y'all do for us. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. I know it's been we're just kind of getting it's like new shoes. We're kind of getting them broke in. We might have a little trouble walking, stumble a little bit, but so far we think we're okay. How y'all doing? All right?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Glad to see you on the radio again, my friend.
Well, we're happy to be back, and we appreciate it. Now, I know you were away. You have your allotted vacation time coming up, and I don't know if you heard about what happened to our buddy Gator while you were away.
No, what happened?
Oh yeah, we almost lost the Gator. It was identity theft.
They stole his identity.
Well, no, what happened was, Gator had been working there for about 15 years, and in all that time, he's never logged one single hour of overtime, and which is, with the budget and everything, that's commendable. And but also on the flip side, he's never actually logged a full 40-hour work week either. So what they did was they honored him by every year they pick somebody for outstanding service, and because of the money he saved the county, they sent him and his family on a vacation out to like Disney, Orlando, Hollywood Studios, one of them things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right, so they sent him out there, and he's having a good time with the family, and little Jenny Gator was like, "Come on, man, take me for a daddy. Let's go on a ride. So they get him on a ride, and he goes out there, and he's riding with little Jenny Gator. Well, what do you know? He went and got himself a little queasy on that ride. So when he gets off, you know how people say that, he got seasick, he turned green?
Yep.
Well, he actually did. I mean, his skin tone, he looked like a tree frog when he got off of there, and he was so sweaty and worked up a sweat. And when you get sick, get motion sickness like that, your mouth starts to water, and his nose started to run. So he was salivating, sweating, and slimy. And some youngin', this little girl, seen him and let out a hellacious scream that would just curdle your blood. She would just scream like crazy. I don't know, I just banged my head on the microphone.
Horrible.
Yeah, well, pretty soon, dozens of kids was screaming, and they all just took off running like they just stampeded right at him. They was hugging him, and he was all green and slimy, and he looked just like Shrek, man. And so they were hugging him and asking for autograph and everything, and they were fighting to get one over the other. And he thinks it's because he was being honored for being employee of the month, So he's all excited signing autographs. Well, people were getting upset, man. Parents were bribing. They were paying cash to get in the next line. They were bribing, cutting line, everything they could to get up to old Gator there, And so they arrested him. They locked they locked old Gator up for identity theft, impersonating Shrek, and taking bribes and everything. But fortunate thing about it was that the highway department petitioned on his behalf to let him go, and they figured wasn't no big crime done, so they only gave him 10 days for his violation. But the beauty of it is he was there on a part of the highway department that sent him down there, so technically he was on the job. So he got 10 days extra vacation paid through the highway department, and now he's out on workers' comp disability again.
So that's why he wasn't in work today. Now I understand.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened? That motion sickness gave him vertigo. So we feel bad for the Gator. We did chat with him. He called in and he requested his song. So we're gonna play him a song hopefully he gets better. But yeah, old Gator, poor fella, got himself some identity theft. So, but we'll give so that's a shout out. We appreciate you checking in. Hopefully you're enjoying the show, and we got some stuff lined up
As
for
always.
you. Well, thank you, much obliged. We're gonna play some Twisted Pistols. They're a rocking little band. I think that you'll enjoy, and we'll get that out there for you and the Gator and everybody. All right, man.
All right, my friend.
There's a little bit of delay here. All right, man. Well, thank you so
Redneck.
much, man. We appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully, y'all stay in touch. So we're gonna let you go, and we're gonna go ahead and we'll play some Twisted Pistols, and we'll come back with a little more music right after this. So, ladies and gentlemen, Twisted Pistols right here on the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show.
Texas back roads, and I felt the strain of a heavy load on my shoulders. Well, I would drive to hell and back there just to be beside you there. Yeah, but it's too far. And your love has got me walking down a narrow path. I don't know where I am, but I ain't going back. That's just the way you make me feel, like I'm walking through a plow field. I take my time wherever I go. I don't mind driving a little slow, as long as I get there. Well, I'll keep on walking down these fence lines till I get you out of my mind. That'll take forever. And your love has got me walking down a narrow path. I don't know where I am, but I ain't going back. That's just the way you make me feel, like I'm walking through a plow field. And your love has got me walking down a narrow path. I don't know where I am, I ain't going back. That's just the way you make me feel, like I'm walking through a plow field. Walking through a plow field. Here we go.
Hey everybody, this is Billy Payne from Oak Hill, West Virginia, and you're listening to my new song, Country Till I Die, right here on the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show with the Redneck.
I was born a country boy, I was raised in the hills. I love that country music, like the way it makes me feel. Folks don't understand about my way of life. Well, I can't change who I am, I'll be country till I die. Well, I'll be country, country till I die. Well, I was raised on Haggard and Jones, I'm gonna keep the music alive. If I get down and my money's all gone, I'll find a way to get by. Well, I'll be country, country, country till I die. Well, I'm gonna sing my songs, 'cause that's what I'm all about. If I don't sing what they wanna hear, they can kick me out. They can send me back to the hills I love, or my favorite fishing hole. Well, I'll be country, stone country, right down to my soul. Well, I'll be country, country till I die. Well, I was raised on Haggard and Jones, I'm gonna keep the music alive. If I get down and my money's all gone, I'll find a way to get by. Well, I'll be country, country, country till I die. Yeah, I'll be country, country, country till I die.
Sitting on a stool, looking mighty cool at a local beer joint in town. I got my buddy on my right, he's feeling good tonight. He's about to throw another cold one down. We're not the kind of guys who are looking for a prize. Play it safe is our M.O. But there really ain't a choice, you can hear it in his voice. He looks at me, says here we go. Looks like tonight we'll have to drink 'em pretty. Raise your glass and drink your cares away. He says tonight we'll have to drink 'em pretty. Drink 'em up fast before they get away. You see, the one that's on his right is giving me a fright. She's big enough to swallow us whole. She smokes and wears a patch, but at least her tattoos match. Her friend is skinny as a pole. Well, the clock is reaching 2, we're contemplating what to do, but we're not the kind to make a fuss. She says, what about it, boys? You wanna go and make some noise? How about you do a 2-step with us? Looks like tonight we'll have to drink 'em pretty. Raise your glass and drink your cares away. He says tonight we'll have to drink 'em pretty. Drink 'em up fast before they get away. pretty. Raise your glass and drink your cares away. He says tonight we'll have to drink 'em pretty. Drink 'em up fast before they get away. You know, boys, I'm gonna end up in the Wingman Hall of Fame for this one. Somebody get me another cold.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Drink 'em Purty by Mr. Peter Sturpey. And that's seems to be the theme song down there at the Highway Department. And we just chatted with Yeti Mike down there at the Highway Department and got caught up on the Gator Tales. And we, speaking of Gator Tales, we had a phone call. We had a special request come in from Ali Gator and wanted some Folsom Prison. And I figured what we'll do is we'll do him a special super duper favor. What we'll do is we'll give him a couple prison songs. We'll give him 2 in a row. We're not going to do Folsom Prison just because we want to introduce him to something new and something nice. So we did Drink 'em Pretty by Peter Sturpey. And before that was Country Till I Die by Billy Payne. And then Plowed Field by the Twisted Pistols. And around 10:30 o'clock, we did It's All Over by Texas Crossing. Coming up in about 11 minutes or so, we got Mr. Terry Jennings is going to be checking in with us, so we're going to play a couple songs for you, and then we'll come back to it. So we're going to play some outlaw Southern rock, Mr. Tim Montana and his Shrednecks, and we're going to play Weight in Gold, which is about a dirty sheriff. And we'll follow that up with Lloyd Tossoff and his song Briefcase and a Gun, kind of along that Folsom Prison theme there. The outlaw, jail, sheriff, and bad guy and all that for Mr. Al E. Gator. So let me just make sure we got everything queued up for you. And we'll come back and hopefully be chatting with Mr. Terry Jennings right after the top of the hour. So this is for Al E. Gator. Some Tim Montana and the Shrednecks, Weight in Gold, followed by Lloyd Tossoff, Briefcase and a Gun.
Well, I woke up this morning with that star back on my chest. I walked down to the jail, put my feet up on my desk. In ran that Tilden boy, said 4 more miners shot last night. I grabbed my Winchester, do my best to look surprised. We rode out on the very same trail we rode back on all night long. There's 4 dead, no witnesses, every ounce of gold is gone. My deputy looked at me and whispered with a grin, that's 40 dead in 30 days, that's a good month's work, my friend. Peacekeeper, comes reaper, gonna send you to meet your maker. The silver star's gonna steal your soul. Pure evil on the level, yes, I'm riding with the devil. But I'm the only lawman that I know that's worth his weight in gold. Been on the wrong side of the law damn near all my life. It took a while, but I figured out how to finally do it right. Well, shooting fast and shooting straight, there's no doubt that it helps. But the key is to find some fools that'll hire you
get yourself a peacekeeper, come sweeper, gonna send you to meet your maker. Silver star, gonna steal your soul. Pure evil on the level, yes, I'm riding with the devil. And I'm the only lawman that I know. This world is waiting gold. He's waiting gold. Well, I woke up this morning, put that star back on my chest.
This is Lloyd Tossoff from Vancouver, Canada, on the Gumbo YaYa radio show, and I'm really glad to announce my song, Briefcase and a Gun, for you all to hear.
Richie was a chip off his daddy's block, a spoiled little so-and-so from noble British stock. Harvard-educated, magna cum laude, mama's little darling made his rich daddy proud. In an east side ghetto where the crime rates are high, you probably take a bullet by the time you're 25. Jimmy learned a thing or two living on the street, in and out of juvenile with a long rap sheet. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun, doing business on the fly and making money on the run. It isn't any secret how they got the number one. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun. Richie made it big on his family name, did a couple murky deals in the mortgage fund game. Had a reputation making dirty money fast, filled his gold-trimmed briefcase with tear-stained cash. Jimmy was the target of the Brooklyn 99, headed up the 18th but never did time. Had a social standing as a dude you should avoid. If you crossed little Jimmy, you'd be null and void. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun. They should get together and show him how it's done. Wouldn't need a bailout, they'd never have to run. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun. You could never catch Richie's hand in the till, cause Richie was a Mensa with a penchant for the thrill. He could screw you over and you'd never even know it was an empty Ponzi scheme. Richie pilfered all the dough. Concerned about his image and his dark gangster past, Jimmy's days were numbered if he couldn't make it last. He moved his action uptown, Jimmy tempted fate, partnered up with Richie, now they own the fucking state. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun. They had to get together to show him how it's done. They don't need a bailout, they never have to run. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun. Richie's got a briefcase, Jimmy's got a gun. You think they do some time for all the damage that they've done, but when you
digital delight of jazz and what's more on WFDU HD2, Teaneck. The digital delight of jazz and what's more on WFDU HD2, Teaneck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gumbo YaYa radio show on WFDU 89.1 FM. And we're just playing some music and having, enjoying ourselves here. We played some Tim Montana and the Shrednecks. We also played some Lloyd Tolstoff. We had to cut that song short. We apologize. We think there were some questionable lyrics in there that we heard, so I wanted to make sure that we didn't do that again, so we do apologize if what we heard was accurate. So, but yeah, so it's 11 o'clock, top of the hour. We have a lot more music lined up for you. We also have special guests hopefully we'll be chatting with real soon. Mr. Terry Jennings. And what I want to do is we got a phone call coming in. Let's just go there, pick up the line, and see if that's it. Hello.
Hello, Redneck. It's Terry.
Hey, Mr. Terry Jennings, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on the Gumbo YaYa radio show, man. It's good to talk to you.
Good talking to you, and thanks for having me on, man.
Well, I appreciate it. There's a little bit of delay.
How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. So there's for y'all that are listening, there's a little bit of delay. So y'all just bear with us. So we're chatting with Mr. Terry Jennings out of Texas, and he has written a book about his father, Waylon, my outlaw dad, and that book is out, and it's been out for what, almost a year now, Mr. Jennings?
Just about a year, yes.
And
maybe a little over. It came out last.
All right, and I was excited. I just got into it. What I like about the book is it goes into so many different things. What I want you to do is, if you would please, tell people about the book, what inspired you to write it finally after, all these years. And then I'd like to comment on a few things about it that I really enjoyed.
I can tell you that I started writing the thing about 10 years ago, and I tried every which way. It was like putting a square peg in a round hole, and finally, I just said, God, if you want me to have a book published, it's in your hands. And I would say within about 4 months, I had a great co-writer in David Thomas. I had a great agent. And then I had Hachette Books come and put it out to the world. So I was just really, really happy about that. And what I did is I started from the beginning and tried to put a human face to Dad because there were so many myths out there. And it was just a joy to write, and I thank God every day for it being out there.
Well, I'm glad you did, because there's so many books and there's so many, I guess, biographies out there, so many things that are written about Waylon, and it's good to have this insight. I know he did a memoir. My couple of questions for you. Is it true that he kind of didn't like the tag, the label Outlaw Country?
Well, I'll tell you, Hazel Smith, and she was the office manager at Hillbilly Central, Tom Paul Glazer's place. She's the first one to call them a bunch of outlaws, and he really loved her, and he embraced it then. And then after a while, it really got old, especially after he got busted. So, yeah, he got kind of tired of that. And plus, it took on a different meaning, because it should have been called the survival movement, because that's all them guys were doing, was trying to survive doing their own music. It wasn't nothing about robbing banks and trains and, running around cussing and stuff. It's just trying to make a living.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of cap it. I went through, I'm reading through there, and there's a few things it touches on. It touches on the family side of Waylon, and it touches on, the artist side. And in the book, ladies and gentlemen, if you read this book, he talks about his relationship with his father as a father and as, I guess, an icon. One of the things that I liked about it was was, you talk about, when you were like 3-4 years old, you were the human TV remote. We can all relate to that, you were like the TV remote, and then going into the school and somebody said, well, what does your daddy do? And you didn't think your dad was any different than other kids that were doctors and dentists and whatever. And you said, well, my dad is a singing star. And the kids that were laughing, and the teacher whips out an album and said, no, here he is. And it turns out your teacher was a fan. Like, that's great stuff. I mean, for you, your dad was kind of two people. Did you feel like there were two roles for you in that relationship as well?
Well, I can tell you that we had to wear a lot of hats. We had our father-son hat, we had our boss-employee hat, and we had our, like, brother's hat. And we knew which hat to wear at which time to keep from pissing each other off. So, it was a great life. Like I say, from Jimmy Buffett, there was some of it magic and some of it tragic, but it was a good life all the way.
And I think 13 years, you were his road manager and his confidant on the road, right?
About that long, yeah. I started in 72 and went till about 85, 86.
Okay. And,
it was one wild ride, I can tell you that.
It's been 15 years now since he passed?
He passed in 2002, so yeah, about 15, yeah.
Yeah. So now you're the eldest son, all right? And I know that.
That's right.
So so for people who are curious out there, can you kind of give us the family tree?
There's a whole bunch of it.
I know. I think there's a
lot of.
There's a Texas law, right?
You're bound to like one of them.
Texas law. There's got to be a Jennings in every county.
His first wife, my mother, Maxine, he had me, Julie, Buddy, and Dina. And then his second marriage, they adopted Tommy Lynn. Third marriage didn't last but about a year if it lasted that long, and they never had kids. And then when he married Jessie, she had a daughter, Jennifer, and then in 79 came along Shooter. So there's 7 of us in all, and we're all brothers and sisters through thick and thin.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about I like to consider myself a good friend of you, if you don't mind me saying that. And with Buddy and I tell you, chatting with y'all, it's down to earth. Like, and I just said, like, the Jennings clan is there's one in every county by law, right? In Texas, they quite a population,
especially in the state of Texas.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's what I'm excited about. And forgive me, I love the book. I'm really getting into it, and I'm not a reader, and it's one of those things that makes me want to read. Which is, and folks, I'm telling y'all out of sincerity, I don't like reading, but this book makes you want to keep reading. So you got to get it, and let's tell people where they can get it. All right. So what would you think is the best way, Mr. Jennings?
They could get it anywhere online or at any bookstore. There's Amazon, Goodreads. I have a website, www.waylandson.com, and you can go there, and there's links to buy books at different places online, but they also have them in the bookstores.
Yeah, so you can get an ebook, or you can get a hard copy. And I know I saw Walmart and Target had them.
Audio also.
Oh, there's an audio book as well?
Excuse me?
You said there's.
Yes.
All right, so that's perfect for me. And who does the reading?
I don't have that name offhand, but he did a really good job.
All right, yeah. So it's we're talking to Mr. Terry Jennings, and the name of the book is Waylon, My Outlaw Dad, and it is a autobiography, I guess, if you want to call it, of his life and times that on the road. It talks about family and business and everything. One of the things that I took away from the initial reading there is that it wasn't a conventional family. It wasn't a conventional life. People who read this, I mean, you talk about affairs in there. You talk about drug use and things like that. And so there is an edge to the book as well. What kind of response have you gotten, in that regard from, say, your peers, people in the industry that, are thinking like maybe you should or shouldn't have shared some of this?
I have got nothing but positive from everybody because you know, it's all true. You can't argue with any of it. And, you know, it may sound crazy. It does sound crazy looking back now, but at the time it seemed quite normal. You know, but...
Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, when you as you go through and you read it, you know, you don't necessarily relate to it, but the book, you know, and again, I'm just getting into it, but when I read it, it does kind of, you know, you do sense a normalcy in it. It's like, oh, you know, it's rock and roll lifestyle, and for all intents and purposes, your father, you know, Waylon was rock and roll before rock and roll was really rock and roll, you know, that whole, you know, I mean, he toured with, you know, they would ride buses and planes with Elvis and Big Bopper and you know, Johnny Horton, all them guys, right? Johnny Cash, and when everybody was just, you know, cutting into the business, is that right?
Yeah, it was mostly Buddy Holly's where he got his start. You know, and if Buddy would have had his way, he would have turned him rock and roll, but Dad was country to the bone. But all that bled over into his music with a little bit of rock flavor to it, so it all came out quite well. I mean, he's got a great catalog to choose from, and I'm amazed that he's got about a song for every occasion. It's like, if you're feeling like this, put that on. You know, that'll help you.
Yeah,
Is
you know,
it raining outside? Put on rainy day.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was just thinking that, like primarily what we do like to do here is give, you know, new independent artists recognition, you know, and so there are very few mainstream, you know, artists that we play, but I guarantee we're going to start every, you know, we will play Waylon Jennings on this show. There's, you know, you do the Waylon Wednesdays on your Facebook page, and I know that Let There Be Country, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as you know, when we chat back and forth, they're always playing Waylon. So we'll definitely, you know, it's you can't do a country show without playing Waylon.
Well, I tell you what, you keep supporting those independent artists as well, because, you know, they need all the help they can get, because conventional radio isn't picking them up.
No, they're not. Now, is Corbin music, did you kind of put, are you still doing the Corbin music, or did you put that on side with the book and everything?
I'm still doing it, just not looking for anything new to add to it at this moment.
Okay.
But once the book, you know, slows it down a little bit and I get a little more free time, I'll be looking for artists and more songs and things.
Well, you know what I'm going to do is when I get done reading my copy, I'm going to send it to you so that you can put your scribble on it. I put an autographed copy right there in my bookshelf so I can hang on to that right next to my my Wade Jennings CD that I'm waiting to get.
That'll work. Yeah, Wade's going to have his out pretty soon.
Yeah, you mind? You want to talk about Wade? You want to talk about Wade a little bit?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So, Wade Jennings is your son.
He's my oldest son. I'm quite proud of him. He's out there beating the road, paying his dues, and doing quite well.
And his sound is, you know, is unique unto its own. I mean, he does, you know, do some. He does play Waylon. He play honors and tributes to his grandfather. He plays, but he has a great sound that's really like, I guess you got to call it an independent Jennings sound. That's what it is. And but he's out there. He's touring with what Lord knows everybody, right? Billy Don Burns and folks like that. I mean, like he's all over. Is he ever home anymore?
Well, he's calling Kansas home now, so I guess he's home quite a bit. He don't make it to Texas too often, I can tell you that. He was here about a week or so ago and did a free show at Gas Monkey, but that's the first time he's been in a while. And he's been quite busy running back and forth from coast to coast. And, yeah, he does his own shows. He opens with other people open for him. And like I said, he's just out there paying his dues. That's what you got to do.
You know, and that's the thing about the industry. It doesn't matter, you know what name you come on, like, and we talked about this before. If you're good, you know, you're good. You know, people know it. Doesn't matter, you know, who you are, where you come from, your background. It's the music that makes it. And I know that, you know, Way is playing a ton of shows because he's popular and in demand. And the thing that I think is he's not commercial. He's not mainstream. I mean, if you're looking for, you know, that candy pop country thing. Don't listen away, because you're gonna get a full dose of Jennings, just like his grandfather. You know, he's playing stuff that, you know, speaks to, you know, where he came from. You know, and you touch on that in the book too, like how your father wrote. You were talking about, I think it's in the introduction, that how he fought the Nashville sound, or the mainstream Nashville. How back in the day, correct me if I'm wrong, they would tell the artists what to record, you know, what they wanted to hear on the album, how they wanted it arranged, and things like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, what they had is they had what they called Nashville sound. And you could take the Nashville sound and plug just about any artist into it and get a pretty good hit record out of it. Well, the thing was, they kept trying to plug that into it, and it didn't produce anything. So he finally got frustrated and took over his own production, and that's when things started really taking off for him, because he quit the Nashville sound and started doing the Waylon sound, and that's what people had been looking for anyway, because that's what he was playing on the road. He didn't have a bunch of strings and all that on the road with him like they were on the record. And he really liked to be able to do on stage what you hear on a record. You know, so when he was producing his own stuff, Honky Tonk Heroes, that was like 3 or 4 instruments. You know, pretty raw, but great stuff. And really easy to reproduce on stage.
And he had so many great, like you mentioned, Rainy Day Woman. I love that song. You know, Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Lukenbach, which is one of the all-time classics. Like, for me, Wordless Surprise is just like probably one of the best country songs ever written. Or Waltz Me to Heaven. You know, I mean, there's just, I mean, it's an endless list of things. And Cedartown, Georgia, I think, for me, is that. I think that is a great song, Cedartown. Is there, you know, like, argue with me about any of them. I dare you.
No, you ain't hit one I didn't like yet. My favorite is Jack of Diamonds from the Are You Ready for the Country album. That was all produced by Ken Mansfield, who wrote the foreword for my book. I was quite blessed to have him write.
I'm losing you a little bit here. All right, I lost you on that part. Hang on, we got hang on one second. Hang on 1 second. I got some I don't know, some lawn cutters, some leaf blowers or something happening there in the background. So let's just give them one. Hey man, it's live radio. That's what we're about. You know, and that's what it's about. This is a problem I have talking to you, Brother Terry, is that every time we talk, we'll talk, you know, when we talk, we'll end up talking about 100 different things, man. It's just so easy to chat with, and you never want to do interviews. You're just like your father.
Well, I've always been kind of shy about things like that.
Yeah, I'm losing.
Step out of the shadows, but I'm used to it.
Right. Well, I'm glad. You know, we just have a phone chat, and man, if they pick a good time to cut the grass, it'd be right when I'm talking to you, wouldn't it? So, yeah. Now, as you know, I'm gonna see if I can drown out that leaf blower. I'm a big Jessie Coulter fan, and I open every show with Miss Jessie until the day I actually get to chat with her on the air. Then I'll stop harassing her. But I like that song "Storms Never Last" that they do together.
Oh,
you know, and that's kind of
a great song.
Isn't it? It says a lot, doesn't it?
She wrote that. Yeah, it does. I tell you what, I can't think of too many people who hadn't covered that song. Hank Jr. did it. Dad did it. They did it as a duet. Jesse did it. A bunch of other people did it. It's just a great. That's what they call a stand right there. It'll stand the test of time.
Yeah.
And Jesse's a great woman. I love her to death.
Yeah, I just, you know what? It's Waylon's music, Jesse's music, Miss Jessie, were like such an integrated fabric. They were just a part of your being when I was growing up. The music, you know, what it spoke to at the time. That whole transition there, like in the 70s, you know, whenever, you know, people were coming from. I don't. Yeah, it's hard to say. You know, we had Glenn Campbell, John Denver, Waylon Jennings, all those. It was just. I think it was a really pure time in country music. before you got, before the 80s hit and you started getting into those super groups, like Alabama and the Oak Ridge Boys and all that kind of stuff. When the Oak Ridge Boys kind of transitioned from being that good old gospel group to that mainstream country, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I tell you, it was a really great time back in the 70s and early 80s. And I can tell you right now, there's still people out there doing it today. You mentioned Wade. There's my brother Shooter. There's Jamie Johnson. There's Sturgill Simpson. There's Cody Jinks. The list, there are people still out there doing it.
Yeah, and that's who we're playing. Like, we play if you give me a nice, good studio cut, we'll play it all the time. So we do Cody Jinks, Moondog Hall, and Billy Don Burns. I mean, I ain't got to list them. You know who we're talking about. J.W. Lane and all those folks. So absolutely, and that's what we're trying to do here, because, I mean, when you listen to it, you're hearing their tribute, their homage to your father. I mean, I can't help but repeat myself. If you're listening to a classic sounding country artist, they're all patterning themselves after Waylon. I mean, you said it in your book. He is the greatest of country artists out there. And I know you said you're a little bit biased when you said that, but you can't help but be. And it ain't bragging if you done it, and Waylon done it.
Well, he pretty much did, and I will stick with that. To me, he was the greatest country singer, writer, guitar player. I mean, he could take a song. Half these songs he sang, people think he wrote, and he didn't. He just made them his own. And that's what these young guys are doing themselves. They may have started out pattern off Dad, but they found their own voices and just took it to a different level.
Yeah, and again, I think paving the way or being the foundation is a good way of putting it, And one of the things that I found interesting is, I know that he didn't like interviews, but he was a conversationalist. Like, if you ever saw him, like, there was I've seen a few where he sat and he was chatting, like, the conversation he had, and I think, I'm thinking it was Ralph Emery, but he was talking about Waymore's Blues. And he just casual, laid back, him, and I think Jesse was with him at the time. And he, like, if you just got him, it seemed like you get him into a conversation, and it just kind of was flowing. You hung on every word. But in your book, you say, he wasn't crazy about, the DJ and the interview and that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, he wasn't real crazy. He didn't like giving interviews out on the road and waking up the next day to find out they wrote something he had never said. And as far as the DJs, he wasn't real fond of people being really drunk, and they had a tendency to party quite a bit, because I was partying with them right there. And so that kind of nixed that. But you mentioned Ralph Emery. They went way back, and he was always comfortable talking with Ralph. So those are some good interviews.
A lot of people say, and you hear it all the time, that, man, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall, or I'd like to have been on that tour bus and that. Let's just go ahead and do some name dropping. Let's talk about the people that you had the pleasure of crossing paths with, the big, the names. And I know that for a fact that they were, when they were actually fans of your father's, what is that like to have this person that, like this icon in movies and music come up and who is like a fan of your dad's? That's got to be a unique feeling all its own.
It really is, and the list goes on. It starts with Cash. That was pretty much, I guess, the first one I met, and then, of course, Jesse, Willie, Hank Jr., George Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on, but my favorite was we were in an airport, and they come over and said that Eric Clapton was in the airport and wanted to come over and say hello, and Dad said, sure, tell him to come over and say hello. He shows up, and he shook Dad's hand and said, man, I just want to tell you, you're the greatest guitar player I've ever heard in my life. And I went, wait a minute, you don't get to say that. You're Eric Clapton. You're the greatest guitar player in the world. So that's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's I know it's a life that a lot of people are envious of, and or it's, you look at it and you glamorize and you think about that. But I respect you so much for putting into that book the things that you are like, hey, look, folks, as great as it was, there are these pitfalls and there's these realities that come with fame, as far as like the recreational drugs and the recreational women and things like that. Looking back on that, is there something that you think you would have liked to seen or done different? Or a lot of people say no regrets, so let's just kind of chat about that a little bit. What do you think?
I'm the same way, no regrets. Everything I've done in the past is what made me what I am today, especially after accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. That'll change you for the best every time. And, everybody looks at it and says it's a lot of fun, but, you got to realize, once you get in the middle of it, some of it ain't fun. But, this was back in the 70s. I don't want to glorify all those things, because you got to realize doctors, lawyers, athletes, they are all and and today they've got structured tours where they go out for like 30 or 45 days with all this time in between and all this. We were out there doing 200 plus shows a year. It was just go, 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 go. And when we weren't on the road, we were in the studio getting ready to go back out on the road. So it was just a nonstop thing. So, it's a whole different animal now, thank God. But, that's just the way it was back then. Yeah,
you talk about road warriors now, and there's all kinds of songs. They're still making songs today about life on the road and being on the bus, Billy Don Burns. I mention him a lot because, he's the kind of guy that is kind of, I guess, a torchbearer for folks like your father and Hank. He's old school. He writes about life. He has that "Wouldn't Have It Any Other Way," that song about just being on the road and playing. They wouldn't have it any other way. Hotel is a a coach. So I don't think now.
He's a great. Yeah. He's a great songwriter. I've known him since the 70s. And he's a good old boy, and he just writes from the heart, what he does.
Yeah, I admire that. I admire him, and he's the one that, he talks about his demons, and he basically wears his life on his sleeve. He doesn't pretend to be what he ain't. And then like every time, and you mentioned accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior, and we always end up, you and I, when we chat, end up talking, I'll pray for you, love you, pray for this and pray for that. And, I grew up very strong in my faith. But I'd imagine, what Sundays must have been like in gospel. Because I know when I was a kid, man, gospel music was always around the house. We always had gospel music playing. We had a bonfire. We'd start off with Amazing Grace, and we'd end up with Jambalaya at the end of the night, So, you got to tell me, how much of that was going on? How much of the gospel music was, or was it just, pretty much country and rock and roll?
Well, Grandma, she was always had some good gospel going on and mixed in with the country. And, of course, Jessie, she not only sings it, she writes it, and it's great. So she kept it around the house as much as possible. It's always been around since I was born. It's just a fabric of life as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, man, I would love to be at one of them jam sessions. And Miss Jessie, she just released a gospel album, correct?
Yeah, it's all Psalms, and it's really, really good. I suggest it for everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out and steal that. But let's do this, man. Let's one more time tell folks the title of the book, where they can find it, and if there's anything else. I know you have a time limit, and I appreciate you checking in with us. And any tidbits in the book you want to share?
Well, I appreciate you having me, and the name of the book is Waylon, Tales of My Outlaw Dad. It's online everywhere. It's in bookstores. It's in airports. They put the thing everywhere. You can pick it up anywhere. Or you can go to my website, www.waylandson.com.
All right, so
and thanks for having me on, Red. I appreciate it.
Man, listen, I appreciate it. And so we're going to play 3 in a row. I'm gonna play my 3 favorite songs that we talked about here: Lukenbach, Cedar Town, and Storms Never Last. And I'm gonna see if I can't put you on the spot for a second. Will you just tell people who you are and that they're listening to the Gumbo YaYa radio show?
Yeah, this is Terry Jennings, author of Wayland Tales of My Outlaw Dad, and you're listening to the YaYa Gumbo radio show.
All right, much obliged, Brother Terry. Listen, I love you, man. I'm gonna, give me a call, keep in touch, and we're gonna send these out to you and your outlaw dad. So we got some Waylon Jennings coming out for you folks. All right, thank you, Terry. I'm gonna let you go, man. Love you.
I love you too, man. Have a blessed day.
All right, bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Terry Jennings, author of Waylon, My Outlaw Dad, right here on the Gumbo YaYa radio show. And he has so you can go and get that book anywhere online, shop for it, look for it, Google it, Oogle it, whatever you can. It's a fantastic read. And when you're reading this, y'all need to understand, he talks about life on the road with a legend, a music icon legend. He talks about his childhood. He talks about drug use. So it's a great book. It's informative. It evokes a lot of emotion, and it gives you really a good in-depth look at somebody who been a lot of rumors about, and this is the inside truth. So having said that, here's 3 in a row by Mr. Waylon Jennings, and with Miss Jessie Coulter. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gumbo YaYa radio show.
The only 2 things in life that make it worth living is guitars that tune good and firm, feeling women. Now, I don't need my name in the marquee lights. I got my song and I got you with me tonight. Maybe it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas, with Waylon and Willie and the boys. This successful life we're living got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between Hank Williams' pain songs and Newberry's train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. Out in Lukenbach, Texas, ain't nobody feeling no pain. So baby, let's sell your diamond ring, buy some boots and faded jeans and go away. This coat and tie is choking me, and in your high society you cry all day. We've been so busy keeping up with the Jones, 4-car garage and we're still building on. Maybe it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas, with Waylon and Willie and the boys. This successful life we're living got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between Hank Williams' pain songs and Newberry's train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. Out in Lukenbach, Texas, ain't nobody feeling no pain.
Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas, William Waylon and boy. This successful life we're living's got us feuding like the Hatfields and the McCoys. Between the Hank Williams pain songs and Jerry Jeff's train songs and blue eyes crying in the rain. Out in Lukenbach, Texas, there ain't nobody feeling no pain.
I got a gal in Cedartown, Georgia. I used to have to walk nearly 3 miles to court her. She never had much, just a sharecropper's daughter. But I married her and took her down to New Orleans. Got a little house in the South French Quarter. Got a job cooking babes, load them on a steamboat. I give her 7 days pay, next day I'm broke. When she ain't sleeping all day, she's a primping. Every evening when the sun goes down, she starts a swarming on Orleans town. Walking into work this morning at daybreak, I caught her with a tall, dark dandy from the King Break. She walked right by me and she looked right through me. I made up my mind what I'm gonna do. Eased in the pawn shop and bought a 22. I watched as the room clerk gave them a room key. Standing outside, I could read room 23. Tonight I'll put her on a train for Georgia. Gonna be a lot of kinfolk squalling and a-grieving, 'cause that Cedartown gal ain't breathing.
Storms never last, do they, baby? Bad times all past with the wind. Your hand in mine stills the thunder. You make the sun won't shine. I follow you down so many roads, baby. I picked wildflowers, sung you soft, sad songs.
And every road we took, God knows our search was for the truth. And the storms brewing now won't be the last.
Stars never last, do they, baby? Bad times all past with the wind. Your hand in mine stills the thunder. You
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Storms Never Last by Miss Jessie Coulter and Mr. Waylon Jennings. And we played 3 in a row by Waylon Jennings. We played Lukenbach, Texas, and Cedartown, Georgia before that. As a way of saying thank you to Mr. Terry Jennings for joining us here on the program. Terry's the eldest son of Mr. Waylon Jennings, and Terry has a book out that I guarantee y'all are going to want to read. It is called Waylon Tells My Outlaw Dad. It is a fantastic book. Go out, get it, and hopefully they'll make a movie, and who knows, man, maybe you see Shooter or Terry or Way or one of them Jennings out there playing Mr. Waylon himself. It's a fantastic book, y'all. And for somebody who don't read, and it's got making me want to read it, that's gospel. And we also want to say, again, thank you to Mr. Terry Jennings for chatting with us. And we want to say hi to Miss Tina Star Powell, Mr. Ben Rush for checking in. Rusty Golden, legendary Rusty Golden, saying hi and howdy on Gumbo YaYa Radio Show. We're going to, hopefully, we've harassed him enough to have him join us on the air. Who else is checking in? Mr. Wayne Glaspie. We'll be playing some Wayne Glaspie for you. He's got this tune, maritime tune. Y'all know how I feel about them river ocean songs. Belinda Stevens, howdy, and thank you for checking in. Folks at Bud Heavy Music, we appreciate it. Mr. Ben Gunn, thank you. Gigi Pete, thank you. Miss Beth McKee, thank you. Miss Barbara Butler Smallwood, thank you. And Mr. Gordon Ames. So we appreciate all y'all saying howdy, how y'all was, and things like that, checking in with us. What we're going to do right now is cue up some more music for you, give it a listen, and you know what we'll do? As promised, how about we do some Wayne Glaspie.
This is Wayne Glaspie in Canada, and you're listening to the best music on the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show. Keep thinking about you, baby, how to bring you back home to me. If I make it better, baby, will you come on home to me? I look up in the sky and I see a falling star, and I feel the wind blowing on my face, and it's calling on your name. Maybe I could write a country tune, maybe I could have a hit someday. I love my truck, and I love my four-wheeler. I love my boat, I love to be on the lake with a fishing pole. I love the way the sun shines on my back. The only thing that I keep missing, baby, I'm missing you, yeah. I'm missing you. What makes me so different from all the friends you had? Well, loving me, baby, it's gonna drive you mad. There's times in my life, well, I feel I just gotta run away, yeah, and find a better place to live, a better place to stay. Maybe I could write a country tune, maybe I could get a hit on the radio. 'Cause I love my truck, and I love my four-wheeler, and I love my boat, I love to be on the lake with a fishing pole. I love the way the sun shines on my back. The only thing that I keep missing, baby, I'm missing you, yeah. I keep missing you. I love my truck, and I love my four-wheeler, and I love my boat. I love to be on the lake with a fishing pole. I love the way the sun shines on my back. The only thing that I keep missing, baby, I'm missing you, yeah. I keep missing you. Keep missing you, yeah. Keep missing you. Keep missing you, yeah. Keep missing you.
Hey y'all, this is Wade Oliver from Moulton, Alabama. You're listening to the Gumbo YaYa Radio Show, the worldwide home of the independent artist, hosted by my good buddy Reddy.
He grew up singing Amazing Grace. When his voice turned deep, he had to learn to sing bass. In a little country church, he learned that four-part harmony. Blacks, sharps, and all the parts, while his hand was keeping time. Got his first guitar when he was 3, and then he finally learned to play it at the age of 10. He picked the wildwood flower, then he learned, can't you see? What I once was lost and now found was always on his mind. From a black robe pew to a cold bar stool, from Sunday morning singing to a smoky old bar room, from a church down in the holler to trying to chase a dollar. He'll hit the stage and sing a song about hell raising waves. At every little bonfire he was called the music man. Wasn't very long before he was singing in the band. In a little country bar he learned how people really are. Just sing a song, it won't be long, they'll crowd around the stage. That little country church is slowly fading away. Folks don't ever go there like they did in the good old days. Drive by there and sit out in the yard. He can hear his grandpa singing loud the words of Amazing Grace. From a bag of rope pew to a cold bar stool, from Sunday morning singing to a smoky old bar room, from a church down in the holler to trying to chase a dollar. He'll hit the stage and sing a song about hell raising waves. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Call me up, said it won't be long. I should be home before dawn. few more things to do, and I'll track you down about noon. Man, I've been far too long from home. One more run this week, I'm told. Get this done with a little luck. I'll get home in time, light it up, and a traveler's rest, get me home. Feels alright on my weary bones, and I'll be at the tavern friend, and I'll get that old rig down the road again. Been hammered down now for 2 weeks. Get so tired I can barely speak. Cup of coffee, a cigarette. Dispatch don't know where my load is yet. The traveler's rest, get me home. Feels alright on my weary bones, and I'll be at the tavern friend, and I'll get that old rig down the road again. Past midnight in an old truck stop. A little grease sure top it up. A friendly waitress with a wink and a smile. I got a mosey, dear, I got no time. Traveler's rest, get me home. Feels alright on my weary bones, and I'll be at the tavern friend, and I'll get that old rig down the road again. The traveler's rest, get me home. Feels alright on my weary bones, and I'll be at the tavern friend, and I'll get this old rig down the road again, and I'll get this old girl down the road again, and I'll get that old rig down the road again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Traveler's Rest by Mr. Scott McCloud. Before that, we played Cold Bar Stool by Mr. Wade Oliver and Maritime Tune, Wayne Gillespie. So just right before that, we had a set of Waylon Jennings. We want to thank all our guests for being on the show with us today. Mr. Terry Jennings, we appreciate Yeti Mike for checking in, and best wishes to Gator. You know, hopefully he recovers from his vertigo. And we're going to go out of here. It's a song from my Yankee bride. It's called It's Like Being in Love by Mr. Jeffrey James Sutherland. I end the show every time saying much obliged to my Yankee bride for all her support and love. And remember, folks, y'all hug your friends, kiss your family, thank the Lord, and y'all keep listening to the Gumbo YaYa radio show.
It's like a great first date with a girl you like. It's like dinner and a movie and a kiss goodnight. Then driving around the rest of the night, grinning ear to ear. It's like the first time you catch yourself singing her name. It's like acting silly any time of the day. I guess you'd have to be in love to know what it's like. It's like eating cotton candy at the county fair. It's like driving with your left hand surfing the air. It's like going all in with an ace-high straight. Well, that's just how it feels to me. It's like you like everybody, but you don't know why. It's like Christmas morning and the 4th of July. I guess you'd have to be in love to know what it's like. Well, I hope you get the picture. It's hard to explain. With everyone it's different, but it's still all the same. I guess you'd have to be in love to know what it's like. It's like ice cream cones on a summer's day. It's like a big get-together at Grandpa's place, with corn on the cob and the chickens fried. Well, that's just how it feels to me. It's like a great first date with a girl you like. It's like dinner and a movie and a kiss goodnight. I guess you'd have to be in love to know what it's like. It's like eating cotton candy at the county fair. It's like driving with your left hand surfing the air. It's like going all in with an ace-high straight. Well, that's just how it feels to me. It's like you like everybody, but you don't know why. It's like Christmas morning and the 4th of July. I guess you'd have to be in love to know what it's like. Yeah, I guess you'd have to be in love to know what it's like.